Hi friends, in this video I'm going to be talking about how a joint degree is like. Now I'm basically doing electronics and electrical engineering and computer science together. Now my degree is electronics and computer science, Masters of Engineering. Now in year 1, the units which I had in electronics and computer science are Introduction to Computation, Engineering Maths 1A, Engineering 1, Object-Oriented Programming, Engineering Maths 1B, and Engineering Design 1. Now if I compare that with another degree, which is just Computer Science BSc, in year 1 they would have Introduction to Computation, Object-Oriented Programming, Introduction to Linear Algebra, and Calculus and its Applications. Now if we see the credits which I have in year 1, the sum of it would be 120 credits, but for Computer Science BSc it will be only 80 credits. And that is why they actually have like another 40 credits which they can use to actually study optional subjects. And like they can choose any like subject, so they might learn like a language. But for my course, which is electronics and computer science, since all 120 credits were already used from like the engineering part and the informatics part, I literally didn't have any optional courses to take. And the courses which I had, which was similar with both of the degrees, were Introduction to Computation and Object-Oriented Programming. Now in year 2, the units which I had were Introduction to Algorithm and Data Structures, Analog Circuits, Microelectronics, Introduction to Computer Systems, Engineering Maths 2A, Digital System Design, Sensor Networks and Data Analysis, Software and Embedded Systems Laboratory, Engineering Maths 2B, and Professional Development Engineering. And all of this took a total sum of 120 credits, but for Computer Science BSc, they had Introduction to Algorithm and Data Structures, Introduction to Computer Systems, Foundations of Data Science, Software Engineering and Professional Practice, and Discrete Maths and Probability. So the similarity between mine and theirs are Introduction to Algorithm and Data Structures and Introduction to Computer Systems. And they could take another 20 credits of optional courses, which could be like anything, but I couldn't. For my joint degree, like literally for year 1 and year 2, I couldn't take any optional courses because that was just filled with compulsory courses which I had. And like for both degrees, like for electronics and computer science, we all have like a maximum credit we need to take for each year. Before like you come to university, I suggest like you should see what units will you learn inside your specific degree and like try to have like the basic knowledge of like your degree. Now how I actually found like the units which I'm going to learn for my university was actually like just typing University of Edinburgh degree finder, and like I just like went in and I looked around until I found like my specific course, which was electronics and computer science, and they'll have like the whole list of like units you'll learn, and I suggest like you should actually like go through that list and see what you're actually going to learn, so it'll be much easier. If you actually have like optional courses just to like fill up the credits, you should like discuss that with like your personal tutor, and like your personal tutor will also give like advice if you like should take it or not. But like honestly, I think for most people, the optional subjects that we actually take would usually just be simple subjects just to like fill up the credits, and we wouldn't like worry on it too much. And like your personal tutor can actually give you advice on that, because like a pass in your optional subjects are already good enough. And honestly, like there is no like pressure to like get an A in university or anything. Like if you get a pass, that is really good enough. If you actually like plan on doing a joint degree, I suggest you should only like do a joint degree because like you personally love like both of the subjects. And honestly, like I don't think it's really worth it to think about in terms of job opportunities and stuff like that, because I don't think it really matters so much. So like joint degrees aren't that bad because like you still have the same credit overall. But like the thing that I didn't like is that since mine was part of the School of Engineering and the School of Informatics, it was actually 2 different campuses which I actually had to go. And my School of Informatics was in Appleton Tower and the School of Engineering was in King's Building, and literally like the distance between those 2 campuses are actually like quite far apart. And I don't think it's necessarily true that yours will be in 2 different campuses, but like if they are, just like take that in mind, because like you do have to like travel to 2 different campuses. So like I suggest if you plan on doing a joint degree, you should like look around on like what units will you actually like experience in university and try to have like the basic knowledge of it. But like honestly, it can be tough as well if you don't know what you're actually going to expect. So like just take that in mind. Alright, that's it for this video and thank you for watching. Goodbye.